Hello, my fellow nerds. It is Monday, and it is actually a beautiful day outside. All the snow has melted. I still don't have water, but it's okay. The ice, the snow has melted. I have electricity. Actually, I don't mind the snow. Snow is awesome. I don't like ice. And I don't like not having electricity or water. But, I still don't have water, but I can take a shower at my mom's house. So it's not too bad. So that's the update on that. Anyways, I'm doing things a little differently with my podcast today. I have kind of changed things up a bit, and now I'm having to use a different program that I normally record my podcast on. So if it sounds different, if it sounds weird, please let me know, and I'll do what I can to adjust things and fix things. And I listen to my podcast a little bit afterwards, but I don't listen to the whole thing. It's kind of like Kanye West listening to his own album. So, I don't know. I just don't want to feel, I guess I don't want to feel vain that way. And so I don't listen to my podcast. I only listen to like the little part of it in the beginning just to make sure it sounds right. So if you hear anything, please let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. You know where to find me. I'll talk about all that at the end of my podcast. But I don't have an intro, so I'm going to get things started. This is the Nerd in Texas podcast. My name is Chanel. I will be hosting this beautiful Monday morning. And my podcast is about TV shows, movies, books, sprinkle of video games, and anything that you might consider nerdy. So, this podcast is going to be about Cobra Kai. And before I get into Cobra Kai, I'm going to let you know about how Instacart saved my life, okay? Before this whole freeze happened, I put in an order for my Instacart. And then the whole freeze thing happened, and I completely forgot about the order that I put in for the Instacart. We kind of had, like, bigger things to worry about and stuff like that. So once everything thawed out and once everything started to melt, I get this alert on my phone about my Instacart, and I'm like, yes, yes. I mean, before all that, we were like getting in my cousin's 4-wheel drive Jeep, and we were looking in stores for milk, and we could not find milk anywhere. And I mean anywhere. And, basic things as well, like orange juice. So I get my alert for my Instacart. They deliver everything in as little as an hour, or as fast as an hour, and I was saved. We had milk, we had orange juice. Bailey loves orange juice and goes through orange juice like crazy, so it was a lifesaver. So let me tell you about what Instacart does. Instacart's a grocery delivery service, and you pay just a low monthly fee, and you get unlimited grocery deliveries. Like, instead of paying every time you use the app, it's just a monthly fee. You have an Instacart shopper who shops at your preferences, and they have like a really good range of stores that are available, even Costco. So you can get Costco delivered to your home. That's how I got my milk and my orange juice. You get your groceries delivered to your door as fast as an hour. They pick fresh produce and will protect your eggs too. So I put the link in my podcast description or my podcast notes, depending on how you're listening to my podcast. And if you use that link, you'll get your first delivery for free. So that's awesome. Use it. Oh my gosh, Instacart just like saved my life, saved time, saved my life. It was amazing. So now let's get into Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is so good. It's such a good show on Netflix. I love it. I will watch it over and over again. It is the TV show, the series we did not know we needed, okay? Like, I can't even explain how good this is. So let me get into it. Cobra Kai, is according to IMDb, is 30 years after their final confrontation at the 1984 All Valley Karate Tournament. Johnny Lawrence is at rock bottom, is an unemployed handyman, haunted by his wasted life. However, when Johnny rescues a bullied kid, Miguel, from bullies, he's inspired to restart the notorious Cobra Kai dojo. And however this revitalization of his life and related misunderstandings find Johnny restarting his old rivalry with Daniel LaRusso, a successful businessman who may be happily married, but he's missing an essential balance in his life since the death of his mentor, Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi, R.I.P. Mr. Miyagi. Gotta love that Mr. Miyagi. But anyways, so it's Cobra Kai is 30 years after the All Valley Karate Tournament, and if you have not watched the Karate Kid movies, it's fine. You can still watch this. It kind of gives flashbacks. It kind of gives the backstory. I turned that down a little bit just because I feel like it's a little loud. And I'm sorry if I'm sniffly. Like, this whole weather has just, I don't know, given me the sniffles, like, really bad. But back to Cobra Kai. So it's 30 years after Johnny LaRusso and Daniel Lawrence had their tournament fight in Karate Kid. And really, the first season is kind of more of like Karate Kid, the first movie, is where it's kind of like all coming from. So if you haven't seen the first original Karate Kid movie, we obviously like lived under a rock in the 90s. Just kidding. Don't take that offensively. I'm so sorry. I mean, there is a lot of people out there who have not seen the Karate Kid movie, or there's a lot of people out there who haven't watched a single Star Wars movie. I get it. But definitely watch this show if you can. It's the 90s nostalgia that we did not know that we needed. I'm telling you. So who is in Cobra Kai? Of course you have the original Daniel LaRusso, who's played by Ralph Macchio. I think I said that right. He's in the original Karate Kid. He was in a TV series in 2017 to 19 called The Deuce. He was in Psych the movie, Psych the TV show, and apparently he was in How I Met Your Mother. And then you have his daughter, Samantha LaRusso, who's played by Mary Mauser. She was in a TV show called Room 104, and I guess a movie called Gates of Darkness, Happy Together, Hollywood Mom, and Scorpion, a TV show. Then you have Johnny Lawrence, who is played by William Zabka. I'm not sure if I have that right. He was in the original Karate Kid, The Man in the Silo in 2016. I have no idea how to pronounce this or if I'm saying it right, but it's Two Appomattox. Never mind. It was a TV miniseries. Gordimer Gibson's Life on Normal Street, which was a TV show back in 2015. The Dog Who Saved Summer. And apparently he was in How I Met Your Mother as well. So I missed out on this, like, How I Met Your Mother and these two guys in there. I'm going to have to YouTube their episodes and see what it's all about. And then you have Johnny Lawrence's son, Robbie Keane, who is Tanner Buchanan. He is currently filming He's All That. I wonder if it's like the movie She's All That. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting. I should look more into it. He was in so he has post-production for a few things. One's called The Hyperion's Pain and Beauty. He was in Chance, Deputy, Sinister Seduction, Max Winslow, and The House of Secrets. Then you have Miguel Diaz, who's played by Zolo Maraduna. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at pronouncing things or names. He is in a TV series called Cleopatra in Space, which is interesting, and I need to figure out what that is. Goodnight America, Fast and Furious Spy Racers, the animated Netflix, Victor and Valentino, Twin Peaks The Return, Firstborn, Rush Hour, the TV series, and Parenthood, the TV series. So this podcast is going to cover Season 1 of Cobra Kai, and Season 1 follows Johnny Lawrence in his mid-50s, and he just can't get out of the 80s. He just keeps thinking and dwelling about his loss to Daniel LaRusso. So if you've seen Karate Kid, you know that famous Karate Kid kick where he gets kicked in the face and he loses at the All Valley Karate Tournament. And he just can't let it go. Just kind of like repeats in his head over and over again, kind of like when you were a kid and you got bullied, and you remember that one thing that bully said to you, and it just repeats over and over in your head, and now you're like 35 years old and you're still thinking about it? Pretty sure, I need help for that. Just kidding. But yes, that's how it is. That's how it is. So he gets fired from his job, and he's just having one bad thing happen after another. He's just not having a great day, and it kind of just snowballs to him having to go to Daniel LaRusso, his old pal, who's a successful car salesman, but he owns his own car dealership, and so he's kind of having to go to him to get a new car. And so Lawrence, so that's kind of how, he also sees Daniel LaRusso and how successful he is at his car dealership, and it kind of makes it even worse. Ugh, I'm this dude who keeps getting fired from my job, and here he is, a successful car dealership, and it just makes things even worse. So Lawrence meets Miguel, who is a kid in his apartment complex, and that he just continues to get bullied, and he kind of witnesses these kids bullying him, so he decides to train Miguel, and that kind of leads Johnny Lawrence to opening Cobra Kai, bringing back his own dojo, Cobra Kai. And if you remember Cobra Kai in The Karate Kid, they were big bullies. They were the ones who bullied Daniel LaRusso, and it was just, they had their skeleton costumes, and they rode around on motorcycles, and they just terrorized the town and terrorized Danny LaRusso, and it just was craziness. So at first the dojo only has Miguel, and it's not very successful. And Miguel is trying to bring people in, and he's also trying to bring Lawrence up to speed on today's technology, makes him get a laptop, and he gets a laptop at a pawn shop, but he has no idea how to use it, so he's constantly calling the pawn shop and asking them, how do I do this? And they're like, dude, this is a pawn shop, not we're not a tech company. You're gonna have to figure that out. But that's half the fun in this video, or in this movie. And so they make a YouTube video. With him not understanding it. He has the funniest line. He's like, send it to the internet. You just have to watch it, I guess. You just have to understand how funny it is. From someone who doesn't understand technology and smartphones and the internet, he just doesn't get it. But the video goes viral, and it kind of causes all these kids that are being bullied in school to go to Cobra Kai. And what's the best part is Johnny is not nice to the kids at all. He has the 80s brutality, the 80s, the way your dad treated you and taught you. If you wanted to learn how to swim, they just kicked you in the water and was like, all right, do it. That kind of mentality. These kids are just of course, been coddled and participation trophies, and they just don't understand what is happening. This guy can't talk to me like this, and I'm gonna tell my mom, just so it's just hilarious, just the way he treats you, the way he thinks, the things that he says to these kids. Ugh, me and Bailey were holding our stomachs. We were laughing so hard. So as soon as Cobra Kai is filled with kids, Johnny tries to teach them to not be bullies, but also, not to take any crap from anyone. If you know Cobra Kai, it's strike first, strike hard, And so he's trying to teach them the old ways of being tough and being whatever, but he's also struggling with not going back to his old ways and teaching Cobra Kai, having a new Cobra Kai as new bullies, and not, just being bullies. So he's got to teach them to stand up for themselves, stand up for what's right, but also don't be a bully. So he struggles with that really bad. He wants to make his life better But it keeps getting all these obstacles in his way. Like, all these things just kind of, like, get in his way of him becoming a better person and becoming a better Johnny. But eventually, Miguel convinces Johnny that he is ready for a tournament. And he is ready to compete in the one tournament that Johnny Lawrence lost. And that's the All Valley tournament. But we find out that Cobra Kai is actually banned from that tournament because of how bad things were when Johnny Lawrence was a kid. How bad his sensei was. So they're all senseis. Like, Johnny Lawrence is now Sensei Lawrence and Sensei LaRusso, and how bad Johnny Lawrence's sensei was, Cobra Kai got banned. So he has to go in front of people and go in front of a karate board to unban him, and guess who's on the board? Daniel LaRusso. So they eventually, let him be a part of it. They're just like, oh, come on, it's not him anymore. He's not around. He's, his sensei is dead as well, so just let him compete. So Miguel starts to get close, because with Cobra Kai, you have the adults with their drama and their competitiveness and their fighting and their craziness, and then you have the kids. The kids have their drama, have their stuff going on at school. So you have Miguel, who's being trained by Johnny Lawrence, and then you have Samantha LaRusso, who is Daniel LaRusso's daughter. She starts to date Miguel, and it's kind of becoming like the way Daniel LaRusso and the girl in Karate Kid start to date. Like, she was kind of dating the bully, and then Miguel kind of puts the bully in his place and starts dating Miguel. And it kind of causes a problem. Like, Daniel LaRusso's like, no, you're not dating my daughter. You were being trained by Johnny Lawrence, and Johnny's a bad guy, and blah, 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 blah. But while Johnny is mentoring Miguel, Johnny's son, Robbie, who never gets to see his dad, never gets to see Johnny, kind of wants revenge on his dad because he sees his dad with Miguel. And Robbie gets a job at Daniel LaRusso's dealership, but Daniel and his family do not know he's Johnny's son. And he eventually starts to train him in karate and enters him in the All Valley tournament. So now you have Miguel, who is kind of become like a son to Johnny Lawrence, and now you have Johnny Lawrence's actual son competing against each other in the All Valley tournament. Then you have Samantha, who kind of is dating Miguel, but also kind of getting close to Robbie. And then you have Johnny Lawrence, who's just trying to make a name for himself and is just trying to be somebody, going against Daniel LaRusso, who is trying really hard to keep Johnny Lawrence down because of how he was bullied by him for so long. You can see that Daniel LaRusso actually trained Samantha, his daughter, as a kid, but she kind of refuses to do karate right now. In season 1, she kind of refuses to train, but she slowly starts to help Robbie, and it kind of creates a love triangle. I'm not going to give away any spoilers because I want you guys to watch it so bad. Cobra Kai is so good. It is so awesome. If you miss the 80s, if you this is for you. This is for you. We needed this. So watch Cobra Kai, and then I'll do another podcast about season 2 of Cobra Kai, and maybe I'll do a spoilers version. I don't know. I'll see what I'll see what I get back. I'll see what I get back from this podcast. I'm kind of struggling with this podcast a little bit just because I'm doing things differently, and it's weird. It just feels weird. It feels off. It feels, I don't know, just weird. But like I said, if it sounds good, if it sounds better, if it sounds worse, if it sounds, I don't know, anything, please let me know. You know where to find my socials. I now have a website. It's nerdintexas.com. I also have a link to the Instacart on my website, so please check that out. I also stream on Twitch. I try to stream on Twitch, I don't know, maybe three times a week, just like I do my podcast. I get on there and I play Fortnite, or sometimes it's just me talking, and, there's a chat room and we just talk about things. Oh, and I'm planning a season finale WandaVision watch party. I have a Facebook event for that, so find my Facebook. It's Nerd in Texas. You can find it on my website. It has all the info. All you need is the Teleparty Google extent, or it's not a Google extension. It's an extension. I'm not exactly sure if it's on Firefox or not. I have it on my Google Chrome, like an extension as my Google Chrome. And then you also have to have a Disney Plus account. So you have to be able to watch Disney Plus, and then you have this Teleparty, and it pretty much is, we'll watch WandaVision. It's going to be 8 o'clock, March 6th, Friday, and you creates a chat room, and we can just sit in there and chat. We can just sit there and talk. And we can talk about the show as it's happening. We can be like, oh my god, I did not see that coming. I kind of have an idea of where it's going, but I haven't decided if I want to do a podcast about that or not, because I usually get my predictions on shows and TVs and TVs on movies, like, they're pretty much dead on, and I don't want to give that away for anybody. I'm not a spoiler. I don't want to spoil things. So give me some love if you're watching me on, or whatever you're listening to me on. Please like, subscribe, follow, all of those fun stuff and things. I hope you guys have a great Monday, even though it's a Monday. I hope everybody has thawed out, everybody's warm and toasty, and that you are clean and you have showers, and that you are loaded up on groceries, because all the stores are, like, running out on things. I had Torchy's tacos last night. Oh, it's been so long since I had Torchy's and, like, good food. And it's just, like, hit the spot after not being able to leave my house for, like, a week, So, peace, love, and everything nerdy. I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope you have a great week. I will be back on here Wednesday for Star Wars Wednesday. Have a great day.